Cool. Hi guys, and welcome to the At the Bar podcast. My name is Alex Parkinson, and I'm here with my co-presenter Harry Morris. A little bit of background on myself. I am the owner of Rise Fitness, which is a company that offers a multitude of different services, ranging from one-on-one personal training to boot camps. We are based out of Pure Gym in Bridie Hill, but also run some of our services out of CrossFit Rudis, which is based in Tipton. Harry's going to tell you a little bit about him now.
Okay, so hi, I'm Harry. I'm the owner of HMPT Coaching Services. I also currently operate out of Pure Gym in Bridie Hill. Me and Alex have teamed up to deliver this podcast called At the Bar as a platform for us to discuss a multitude of different subjects and in the process help as many people out as possible. We want to host a free-flowing discussion and promote healthy debates around topics to do with health and fitness, casting quite a wide net.
Cool. So without further ado, I think it's important to us that you guys understand where we're coming from, what our background is. So this first episode is sort of a bit of a get-to-know episode where me and Harry are going to take it in turns to hopefully answer some questions about what we do, why we do it, and, well, hopefully have a little bit of fun as well. So I'll ask you first, Harry. What made you get into the health and fitness industry?
So I was finishing high school and I enjoyed playing basketball more than I did going to class. So I always knew that I wanted to do something around the health and fitness industry. The subjects that I chose to study at A-level lended themselves perfectly to personal training. At that point, my uncle, who's a bit of a mentor to me, referred me to a fitness podcast run by Phil Lerney. So I made my way through that, and I like the sound of all the things he had to promote, and he's involved a lot in dealing with coaches in the fitness industry. I attended one of his seminars in September 2015, and from there got qualified and just really want to help people and share the knowledge that I've took along the way.
Cool, man. So your company is HMPT?
Yeah, Coaching Services.
Coaching Services.
That's the one.
Why HMPT? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll let you answer it anyway.
So it's HMPT is obviously Harry Morris Personal Training. The key thing to explain about that name is the coaching services part. So I didn't want to just call myself HMPT. I threw in the coaching services as an add-on. As I have this principle behind my business that I'm more of a coach than a PT. I think, especially in our industry, there's a lot of people who can sort of just train somebody for an hour quite well. But I really want to get across that coaching element and help people beyond just the gym, aftercare, support, messaging, and a plan to integrate into their lifestyle more, which I view more as a coach as opposed to just a trainer.
Cool. Well, that sort of leads quite nicely onto sort of a later question I had, which is going to be about the fundamental principles behind your business, and why do you feel that emphasis on service is so important to you, not necessarily to your business, because obviously if you're providing a great service, your business will do well, but why does it matter to you?
Yeah, so I just think the service levels in the industry are poor, and my goal is to just raise that standard, and that's a big, as I said before, Phil Lerney is obviously a bit of a mentor, so I'm one of his ACA members, and that's the service level in the industry is a point that he really likes to drive home. So yeah, just delivering a high quality of service will help with kind of client adherence and keeping people coming back as well. So
yeah, awesome. So me and Harry are at very different stages, sort of comparatively, in our journey in the personal training world. Harry started at the end of December, and I started in November of 2016. So I've been doing this a little over 15 months, and Harry, you've just started. So talk a little bit about how you found this first couple of months.
Yeah, so as you say, I've just started here in Pure Gym at Bridie Hill. I qualified before that and spent some time working on my business, so I had quite a clear strategy of how I wanted to run things, but something that's definitely stuck out that I wasn't expecting is just the amount of time it takes for people to become familiar with you. Simply, even as something as simple as people learning your name when you're in a new environment, they just don't know who you are. So trying to get that across and being as active as possible on the gym floor and just engaging with members and getting to speak to people, learning names, getting them to learn mine. That's definitely been the biggest focus starting out here as of the new year.
Cool. So going forward then, obviously for you, a big focus I feel at the moment for yourself is just on, building up your client base and creating your own little community. What are you excited about for the next few months?
Exactly, as you said, just continuing to build that client base, build that community, and just really establish HMPT coaching services and get helping people.
Cool. And in terms of what's next for you in terms of building your business and going forward, other than everything you've talked about, what is something, what are you excited about that's maybe something that people don't know is coming, or
something that I might be rolling out in the future?
Potentially,
yeah. So I'm tempted. One of the things that I've been thinking a lot about recently is getting a boot camp together. It is sort of on that community guideline that you were talking about, but just as a way of pulling a group together. Cool. I think a boot camp's a nice way to go, especially in our area.
Yeah.
And I know you run a successful boot camp. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a little bit like yourself, mate. When I first started, I had plans to scale up quite quickly and, for example, start a boot camp. And actually, within the first 4 months of starting my business, I was really keen to do it. It actually didn't happen until about 10 months in, so nearly a year later, purely because I found that you have to make an initial investment and obviously find out that we're the right place. And also, I didn't feel earlier on that community had been established within my clients yet, and I didn't feel like that was going to be necessarily really easy just to transfer straight into a boot camp. Yeah. So I just wanted to spend a bit more time focusing on that side of things. The boot camp that I run is out of a CrossFit gym, which is based over in Tipton, so not too far from here. And what makes us a little bit different is we have access, we're indoor in a sense, and but we do have access to outdoors. I don't know if anyone's been to a CrossFit gym. It's basically you open a shutter and you're outside.
Yeah, so it's usually really cold.
Yeah, you're usually freezing this time of year. But the good thing is basically the access to the equipment that we have. So we have a range of kettlebells. We've got a pull-up rig. We've got plyometric boxes, we've got, and then some cardiovascular equipment like an assault bike and a rower and stuff. So we have something that defines us to maybe like a typical sort of military style boot camp, which might be outside using cargo nets and stuff and tyres. I mean, we've got a tyre.
Yeah, I've got a tyre, yeah.
We've got a tyre and we have a sled. But yeah.
That's awesome, man.
That's my boot camp.
Cool. So I'm going to fire similar questions at you, really. So what made you start out and what made you want to go down the personal training route?
Well, I originally trained, my original trade was going to be acting. I originally set out to become an actor, went to drama school, came back from drama school, fell into a job that was sort of easy money with not much effort. And then a year later I got made redundant from that job when the work dried up, and was sort of faced with a decision as actually, in terms of the acting, it was now or never. So I thought I wanted a day job. If I was going to be an actor, it's sort of typical that you have like a working job during the day, around auditions and stuff. And I thought, okay, well, I'll go for personal training because at least on the surface, it seems like there's a pretty good return on hours in the business to money, like to the income. Mm-hmm. So I took a personal training course, nice quick 6-week course, which completely did not prepare me for the industry. Started working at Pure Gym the week after I qualified, and sort of promptly found out that it is pretty much impossible to do both personal training and owning that sort of business and then being self-employed as an actor as well, purely because it's actually not as flexible as I thought it would be. It's the return on your time. You have to spend a lot of time in your business to generate that business, as you're finding out now.
It's a lot of free time at first.
So it just didn't work out how I'd intended to. But as it happened, when I started building my client base, I found that I loved personal training just as much, if not more, than the acting, and had made by that point I was doing quite well here, and I figured actually I enjoy it enough to just make that switch. So I ended up devoting myself to this, to my business, to my clients, and instead of going down the acting route. So there's a little bit of a change over in quite a short period of time.
Awesome. So you're the owner of Rise Fitness. Pretty sure you said that at the start. Was it always Rise Fitness? It wasn't, was it?
So when I first started, it was with the intention of always becoming Rise, but because I was only based out of this gym, Rise Fitness seems on the surface to be quite an anonymous business. Like if now there's the association with myself, but that's only because I've been here, for a little bit. When I first started, it was APPT.
Yeah, close to mine.
The original though, which of course stands for Alex Parkinson Personal Trainer. That was just merely as a means of getting my name out there, so people like you talked about in terms of getting to know you and building that rapport could know me.
So why Rise then? What made that transition?
Well, I think the word rise has quite positive connotations in terms of rising to a challenge or like a growth mindset, it would just I don't know, I suppose in essence it's reflected in what my business is trying to do, which is basically get people to realise their potential.
Yeah, man, and like you say, it's a popular name, and people do associate that with you around here now, and you've built a strong brand. And I think from what I've seen of you, your brand has a very community-based feel, as I was sort of discussing earlier. Do you think that's fair to say?
Hopefully. I've made sort of efforts to generate that community feel. So it started off online because obviously you see your clients independently of each other, unless they've come to you to train together. And it was important to me that they had a support network, and a lot of them are going down a similar journey. So I created an online community on Facebook to start with, where I would sort of post in recipes or workouts to do or articles that I thought might be applicable for many. And we did trial a social night back in the first few months.
How did that go?
It was quiet. I'm not gonna lie. It was not what I hoped it could be, but we have got plans at the start of March to revisit that idea now that there is more of an identity and more of a solid sort of community there. Yeah,
and it does take time to build that. And I know you're very active on social media. Your Instagram, which is at Rise Fitness UK. At Rise Fitness UK. Your Facebook, they get a lot of following, and you're posting a lot recently.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
So Gary Vaynerchuk, who is quite a popular influencer or someone that basically has managed to make social media his own, has a trainer, and I think he challenged Jordan Site, and he challenged his trainer to post on Instagram 3 times a day, which is a lot. And I take my hat off to him for being able to do it. So, but I set myself a little bit of a challenge to be a bit more proactive on social media, and between my Rise Fitness UK account and my personal account, A Parkinson UK, if you want to follow me on that, to post just once a day. And on my personal account, it is more personal. It's more about my journey and what I'm doing. And then on my business account, it goes back to that community. It's about celebrating our successes as a community and promoting the services that I offer.
And sometimes you're getting more than one post a day. You're posting onto your stories a lot recently. Stuff for your boot camp as well. Yeah,
it's important. It's important that people see what we do, and hopefully I'd like to think that people will see it and think that they would like to become a part of it.
Yeah, Yeah, and that definitely comes across. And I'm trying to generate the same feel through mine. And obviously, I knew the story of Gary Vaynerchuk and Jordan Sawyer, and he's a big inspiration for my Instagram. And
Well, it was you that pushed me into it.
Yeah, it was a little bit. But I've got a similar setup. So I've set myself the target of 3 posts: a motivation, information, and an inspiration.
Cool. What's your handle?
That's at HMPT Coaching for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And Facebook, cool.
Yeah, all the same. And obviously, I've got my own website as well, which went live a couple of weeks ago, and that's www.hmptcoaching.com.
Cool.
And I like to post kind of extended blog articles on there. But as you say, it's all just in an effort for trying to build a community and get information across, and that's exactly what we're doing here as well.
Yeah. 100%, yeah. I mean, I think we've both been heavily influenced by other podcasters. For me, when I was first starting off in this industry, it was 100% pretty much solely Ben Coomber.
Yeah.
And
then he's got a great podcast as well, hasn't he?
It is a great podcast, and then that expanded into podcasts such as Barbell Shrugged, into the Lift the Bar podcast, the Mind Muscle Project. I say project. They're based in Australia. And like you said, you for yourself, Phil Learney. You also listened to Ben Coomber as well, didn't you?
I've listened to some Ben Coomber episodes. I wouldn't say I'm a regular listener. I've listened to a bit of Push Pull Legs as well, which is good. So this was a good idea of Alex's, to kind of, as a way of replicating those guys and getting our views across and getting people to know us. And you do kind of feel like you get to know, even especially Ben as well, because he's so regular with his posts.
Absolutely. I think as well, it is a means of being able to give out some free content to whoever's listening to this, basically.
Absolutely,
that a lot of the time people feel that personal training or one-to-one training is very out of reach, maybe financially. So hopefully this podcast will be useful for you in terms of understanding a little bit more about nutrition, or about training techniques, or about maybe we will end up interviewing people at some point, and you can find out from a specialist in that area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, habits, lifestyle, the list is endless, and a lot of these podcasts do cover just such a wide range of topics.
100%, and I think we've talked about touching on business as well.
Yeah.
Within obviously the context of this industry.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited, and I'm just checking our list of questions to see if we've got any more for you. Here we go. Okay, what's next then?
Right. So, I'll just go for the one thing for now.
Okay. Got to hold a little back.
Got to leave something for you guys to come back to. So, as all CrossFitters will tell you, they do CrossFit, and I am a CrossFitter. I'll define that a little bit more later down the line, but basically we have, as a community, an annual competition which is online. It's over a 5-week period of time, and each week a brand new defined workout comes out that will test your strength, it will test your ability to finish a prescribed workout, or to do as many reps as possible within a certain time domain. And I'm going to be cataloguing my journey through this podcast, probably just individually. So Harry might not be on those episodes, but basically that just means that you're going to get regular content week in, week out. They'll probably just be short little reviews, less than 10 minutes, just so you can listen to them on your journey to work. That's what's coming next, is basically my open experience. You can also follow it on my personal account on Instagram, which again is aParkinsonUK. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean so I've been training with you the last few weeks, and you've been putting in a lot of work for that open, and all your times are good, your numbers are going up, you PR'd your clean today as well, didn't you?
I did,
which is all good. Definitely it'll be interesting to hear how you experience it. And as you say, the CrossFit community are all doing the same thing at the moment, that everyone's competing in the open. So it's going to be really interesting, your thoughts on that as well.
Absolutely. Just a note on this podcast is obviously for the open episodes, They're probably going to be coming out every Tuesday, so I'll record them once the deadline for submission of that workout is closed. In terms of when you'll next hear from me and Harry, that's sort of going to vary to start with. We're going to record as and when we can fit it in with our schedules, and I think we're going to try and find a little bit of consistency. Probably going to start off, we've talked about bi-weekly, fortnightly. And then we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into us, and I hope you're as excited as we are about what's next.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.